Okay, more dangerous territory. Nanduchromatus. I do have one of these. Hello everybody. I am getting semi-ready for the next slow expo, which is in a few days. And I wanted to show you off some spiders that basically I raised from slings to their semi-adult phase. Not really, they're juvenile, some of them. Some of them are females, more of them are males, of course. But I just wanted to show you off and talk about what I have basically, and talk about how it is actually to be a seller. At least in Slovenia, it's not that easy to be that. At least it's not like, I don't have a, I don't have a company for that. I just have like, it's just me and my brother basically. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit. And this is the first spider I'm gonna talk about. It is, of course, a Brachypelma albiceps. I have it marked like this, as you can see. It's just a short-term name for it. Also, before we talk about anything else, these are temporary cricket boxes for the fair only. I am not keeping tarantulas in this stuff. This is for the fair, for transport, so I can get them there easily, and they're easily presentable. You see, it's a small box. It's a normal cricket box, and this is not their permanent enclosure. So let's get that out of the way. I'm not a animal cruelty specialist. I don't want to my animals to suffer, and this is just a temporary setup for the fair, which is very soon. So that out of the way. Brachypelma albiceps, very small one still, 6 centimeters in leg span ish. Just sexed her, as you can see by the size of the abdomen. Maybe it will focus if I zoom in a little bit more. Oh, doesn't want to focus. Why? Okay, so anyway, yeah, there she is. I'm just going to be swiftly showing you what I have. I do have some of my own tarantulas from my collection that I want to sell, because I have more than a few of them, and some of them turn out to be male again, which I'm really disappointed, which I'm going to talk on later in the video. But yeah, Brachypelma albiceps female. She is actually 3 years old. She's not that big, but I do feed them every week, especially those who I am gonna move on. So, and yeah, that's the growth rate. See, like, I bought them at the same time, slings from Spider World. I know, I think it's actually from the fair again. So there's the next one. I'm not gonna touch this one too much, but it is. Why is focusing? Camera is. What are you doing, bro? Okay, we saw the characteristics of the spider. I hate them. Sometimes they're just bastards. Of course, this is a Brachypelma Bemei, whatever you want to call it. Cool spider, a male, and I think I have a female in there that is slightly bigger than you would have thought. So, and they're the same size. So yeah, with tarantulas you don't really expect them to. I mean, males are supposed to grow faster and bigger, but I think to this size, which is around 7-8 centimeters in leg span, they actually have the same growth rate. But yeah, later on males grow faster and bigger, and they outgrow the female, especially in the last month. So I mean, they're not bigger, but you know what I mean. They're bigger, but they are mature and they don't grow anymore, so females outrun them. And another male. Thank you, camera. Slightly. It doesn't want to focus if I zoom in too much, which is weird. Maybe it's because of the angle. Maybe. Yeah, there he is. slightly smaller. He's about a centimeter smaller actually than he is. So the other one was, so I don't know, difference. They do eat every week or every 2 weeks now because they are above 5 centimeters. I think I mentioned in the last video that's my rule. So this one, which is the second Brachypelma bowmi male, big male, whatever. And the third one, which is digging, as you can see. I moved them into these boxes I think a week ago. So yeah, it's just not a week ago, a few days ago actually. As of recording this, because now I'm showing you off because the fair is very soon. Yeah, and there is the third one actually. He's feisty, and you can see when I was rehousing them, they just lost their hairs on the abdomen, so don't want to disturb them too much. What is this? Next one, Brachypelma albiceps male. Doesn't want to show you himself, but yeah, I don't want them to, shoot too many hairs. But yeah, there he is, gorgeous spider. Albiceps is really nice because it's a Mexican tarantula and everything, but it doesn't look like a classic Brachypelma with orange colorations or reddish colorations, and that's like a special thing. I was thinking about, are they gonna rename it? They renamed the genus, but they're not, so at least for now, because it's a very different spider than the normal Brachypelma looks like. So. Okay, more dangerous territory. Nanduchromatus. I do have one of these. I bought them. I think I got this one as a gift actually, but he is a male, so and he is slightly bigger than the other ones. But yeah, I mean, Chromatus for me at least is almost as nice as Geniculata. I think if you have a Geniculata, you also need to have an Nanduchromatus. They are very similar-ish species. Nanduchromatus is a little bit smaller when they grow up to full sizes. I think it's like I have a female about 18 centimeters in leg span. He's huge, but Geniculatas do get a lot bigger and chunkier, at least than Chromatuses. But it's just like the legs are very similar, but you can see that the white veins on there are different. I also have one of these. It's also a male, by the way, as you can see, a lot of males. And he is a Grammostola pulpus male. So yeah, another male, but as you can see, there is a theme with all the tarantulas that I have for the fair, and that is that they are mostly beginner friendly, because people who are new to the hobby, who are not that experienced in tarantula hobbyism and keeping tarantulas, when they get into the hobby, they mostly want tarantulas that they can handle and that are nice and friendly, which is none of them. But people do want some tarantulas that can be kept and are easily maintained and not fast. So if they escape, come on girl, why are you doing that? She shot hairs immediately after I opened the enclosure. So this is a Tlilocatl albopilosus Nicaragua species. Just lovely spider. I love these guys, even though this one is kind of kicky hairy, but mostly and usually they are not. And it's great beginner species. I do highly recommend it. When I am filming my tarantulas at night video soon, I thought I would record it for this weekend, but some stuff got delayed, which I'll mention in the video, but in the video when it comes out next week. But yeah, there it is. Gorgeous spider. I just love them. Fluffy, cuddly, not handable, as I mentioned, but people want a handable tarantula or they don't want a tarantula at all. So you do kind of have to, if you sell them a tarantula, you say to them that you can't give them a tarantula that is handleable, and you do recommend that people don't handle tarantulas, but you know, people do what they want. They don't listen to you most of the times. So you give them a tarantula that can be handleable, but again, I don't recommend handling any tarantulas, and especially handling this one, which is a Tarantulas vagans, by the way. But he usually does this. I'm gonna use a chopstick so people don't get mad at me in the comments. But he does give threat postures, usually. Yeah, look at that. See? Tarantulas vagans giving me threat postures. He doesn't shoot hairs normally, but he does give me threat postures all the time when I feed him. If he doesn't like food, he just gives me threat postures. And yeah, that's what I mean. Not every beginner-friendly species of a tarantula is actually beginner-friendly. You need to see how tarantula responds, and if it does that, you never ever handle them. Even though they might get used to you, I would never handle this kind of tarantula, because it's just, you know, one mistake away from getting bitten for no reason. So yeah, and that's why I'm kind of selling this species, not this one in particular, but this kind of a old world new world tarantulas, excuse me, which are slightly slower if we don't count chromatocin. That's kind of a wild thing. But you know, tarantulas that can be handled if people really want to handle them. I mean, I don't want to sell tarantulas that are for handling, but you know, if you have people who want to buy them, you're gonna have to do that. So that's what, you know, selling tarantula is sometimes. Selling tarantulas that you wouldn't buy yourself. I mean, I have all these tarantulas in my collection as well. You saw them in videos, but you know, for me, I would personally be interested in more old worlds, more interesting species that I don't have. But you know, people who are new to the hobby, they just want to buy tarantula that is nice and it's not gonna hurt them even if it bites them. So this is the vagans, and look at the difference as well. Same 3 years. I think they're coming to 3 years because I bought them at the fair or from Spider World. I don't remember anymore. A Slinks 3 years ago, and that's the spider here, and that's the female, and it is, I think, at least 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters smaller. Same spider, same slink size, but you know, growing slower. So, and that's what I meant when I said, yeah, people want to buy new world species. When I first entered the fair, I wanted to sell some my old, when I had like more Poecilotherias. I had some slinks. I bought them, you know, when I was collecting Poecilotherias as slinks still. I bought like 3 or 4 slinks. I got myself a female and other females that were in those patches of slinks, or males, whatever. I tried to sell them off. But people are gonna Google what a Poecilotheria is or what a Chilobrachys is, and are just not gonna buy them because they're more dangerous in the description and they're not recommended for beginners, as well as some of these species. So that's why I think for starter tarantulas I always recommend Brachypelma, Tarantulas, what I have basically for selling, because people are just gonna buy that instead of something more interesting, in my opinion. I mean, Geniculata is a very interesting species, don't get me wrong, but you know, for me, for a more experienced keeper, I wouldn't buy a Geniculata. Okay, see? It wants to bite, so no touchy, and especially no handling. And again, female, same slings. There she is, a little bit smaller. I don't think you can tell in the video, but she is about a centimeter smaller than the male. So again, it depends on the species. It depends on the spider growth rate. It depends on the spider. Each spider have their own growth rate. So don't be discouraged if your spider grows faster or slower. It depends on the species, and it also depends on what type of spider it is, basically. So I'm just gonna show you one more because I think that's enough. I have more males off camera, but I'm not gonna show you because I think I got the point of the video to this video as well. Another male, Albo. There he is. I mean, look at this fluffy, gorgeous spider, and I think this one has okay-ish temper to maybe handle it. But you know, I'm not gonna force myself to do it. I'm not gonna do it now, and I'm not gonna do it on camera because I do not encourage people handling tarantulas at all. So that's it basically. Oh yeah, I have one more spider to show you, and it's another Brachypelma, but it is female. And this one is weird because it is both as the same sling, but it is a little bit bigger than the males, which is weird, but sometimes it does happen. In my own experience, I got I talked about Brachypelma auratum in the Brachypelma's review video. I talked about that she was half a year older than my male Brachypelma auratum, and she is 100% confirmed female. But when I had her growing at the same rate as the male, I was 100% sure it is a male because it grows so much larger and grows so fast that I was 100% sure it is male, but it wasn't. Some tarantulas do have insane growth rates even if they're female. So yes, I did power feed her more than the male, but she is still way bigger. She is a third of the size bigger than he is, and I do feed him regularly now because the size difference is really noticeable. But yeah, it's crazy like that some tarantulas, even if they're females, they can actually grow faster than the male counterparts. Basically the same sling size as they were when they start off. The females can grow faster. So yeah, crazy coincidence, but it's really nice that nature shows the way that sometimes it can be crazy and sometimes it's just random. So yeah, a big female. Again, you can see the abdomen scratches, of course. I don't have a good experience with Brachypelma bemi. Basically, you know, the first bite I got with a tarantula was Brachypelma bemi. I don't know if I talked about it a lot, but it was this species. And the old female I got, I think I mentioned it again in the Brachypelma video review. She was a mean girl. I'm not gonna say the B word, but yeah, she was horrible. She kicked hair even though she had food in her mouth. She didn't want to be even bothered a little bit, so filming the clips and videos with her was just an awful idea. So yeah, horrible thing. What else can I show you what I'm gonna have on the fair? Okay, I can't show you this one better because it is a sling, but you can see that bulb right there. That is a tarantula sling booty. It is very small, but it is there. Oh, it doesn't want to focus when I close up. So yeah, it is there. It's, you know, round and everything, but it is a Pseudohapalopus species blue sling, which I don't really want to keep because I already have a female, and the chances of pairing this one is not huge. So I'm just gonna find a male later on, and that's gonna be it for I mean, if I want to breed it actually. Other spiders, I didn't have bigger boxes, so that's why this one is in here. And it is Tarantulas verdesi. Very nice species, very rare to come by actually. And it is a female, so very good. Also want to mention that, yeah, the spiders are not going to be sold for 100%, so maybe even after this fair I'm going to have them. I mean, of course I'm going to keep them, but you know, this is not 100% selling opportunity. People need to be interested to buy them. But yeah, I think increasing the odds with keeping the species that beginners want, and you know, Slovenian market is kind of into that people who have tarantulas don't have 50 of them or more like I do. There's very little people that have that many tarantulas as I do, so you know, people just want a few spiders, and people who are interested in the hobby are gonna start with some of these. And this is a little cattle Karenbergi. There he is, unfortunately a male, but yeah, I'm gonna just show him off because, you know, nice spider and everything. And now I'm gonna show you off the rest of the males which I want to sell, and I'm really sad that they became males. So okay, so the first one, which is gonna be from my collection that I am selling, is of course Brachypelma diamontensis, a very nice species. She is a female, but I do have two of them, and for the longest time I thought they're males because, you know, I didn't sex them the best. The molds which they had came out kind of wrong, and I was for 100% sure convinced that they are males. But once I saw them at the fair last time, they had, I think, half of the size of this one. It was confirmed female, and it already made 3xx, and I was like, okay, so mines are 100% female, and I think they are, because I saw this spider first time at a friend's visit. He used to have tarantulas. I don't think he has them anymore. I used to buy a lot of them from him, but you know, it was what it was. I don't even remember. It was quite a while ago. But yeah, he had them, and he had a female which was a little bit bigger than this one actually. So I was like, yeah, it's a kind of a dwarf species, but it's not really. But yeah, it is a dwarf species. It is. This one is like 7 centimeters in wingspan, so they cannot get up to 10, but a lot of them don't, so that's that. And lovely tarantula to keep, a little bit more of an expensive side, because tarantula world sell the slings for 30 euros. I'm not gonna sell female for 30 euros, but you know, I'm gonna be cheaper than the Polish guys. So yeah, want to sell this one, next one. Okay, so the second to last tarantula I'm also selling is this guy, which I'm super pissed about, because this is a Hapalopus guerilla species, or Hapalopus van Goghi, which was renamed and actually given Latin name a few months ago. And yeah, he was supposed to be a female. I sexed him, but apparently I sexed him very wrong, which is really bad. But unfortunately nothing happens to that like that to the spiders I'm selling, so at least I'm good at that. But yeah, I thought it was a female. I thought, actually that's not really truth. I thought it was a female because I didn't sex him that often. I sexed him when he was half the size of this, but I thought it was a female, because he was really big as a mature male. He would be really big, and yeah, he is the same size as Diamontensis, even bigger a little bit. He is gigantic for a dwarf species male. He is really, really big. I had a Hapalopus formosus, the pumpkin patch. She was about 12 centimeters in leg span, a little bit less, 11-ish, a dwarf species as well. And she was a little bit bigger than that. But yeah, when I see the YouTube footage of these guys, or the pumpkin patch tarantula, the males are just a toothpick compared to the female size, and it's really crazy because people just super feed the males and get them in, even though he has a very small chance to survive when the female is that much bigger. But you know, African species, and this one, it's not African, but you know, I'm gutted that this bastard is a male. I'm gutted that I need to sell him because I really wanted a slink of this species. It was way cheaper when I got this one. I got only one, but yeah, unfortunately a male, and I'm really upset about it. So you bastard, you're gonna be sold. Hopefully you get sold. I don't want you to die in vain. But yeah, again, how can I tell it's a male? Look at the legs, look at the hooks. Like, how can I show you the hooks? You can see the hooks from this side. You can see it from the front, yeah. 100% a mature male. So yeah, got it. And let's move on to the last tarantula. And the last tarantula is, of course, a Carpactira baviana male. I don't think I mentioned that I had him, but I had two slings. He took a sweet time. He took over 2 years from being a sling. I think he took 2.5 years, which for African spider is quite a long time. But yeah, he doesn't like the light, so he's just gonna go in the hole. I do have another one. Hopefully it's a male, but you know, you never know with these spiders. So hopefully it's a female, I wanted to say. But yeah, you can see the hooks clearly from this shot. It is difficult to film this because my light died, but yeah, you can see the hooks. You can see you can't see the pedipalps, but yeah, mature male, unfortunately, and he doesn't like the light, so he's just retrieving in because that's what a tarantula typically does. He's not drumming, he's just escaping. And I'm gonna end this video on this sad topic with mature males. Sometimes it happens, a lot of time it happens, and as you can see in the video, most of the times when you have slings, 70% of them are males. So you do expect that to be the case. Some of them even die without reason when they're slings, and that's just unfortunately the way life is. And as a tarantula keeper, we need to not get prepared, but be ready for that times when it comes, to just say sometimes it's not our fault that they die as slings. And hopefully the ones that are left, that's why I recommend buying 2 or 3 slings, even 4 of the same species, so you can have at least 1 or 2 females if you're lucky. But yeah, some of them move on and they become females, and I do still have a lot of them in my collection, brought from slings. Brachypelma semani, some Brachypelmas, Brachypelma oratum, Brachypelma bungartni, Brachypelma emilia, Brachypelma smithi, Brachypelma classy, but you know, a lot of them are bought by slings and just grown up with care and love, and that's really what a tarantula needs. And I'm rambling way too much. So yeah, basically my kind of goal for this fair is to sell off some of the spiders that I got as slings, to move them on so they can go into loving families. And so yeah, I can repeat the cycle again. I mean, you know, keeping tarantula for 2 years, sometimes it's not easy to separate, but I do love breeding tarantulas, not just pairing them, but having them grow up from slings to juveniles is a really special something, and it just reassures me that sometimes this is why I'm in the hobby in the first place, because of the love of them, because I do really want to care of them deeply, and I'm just passionate. I was really afraid of them. It's 8 years ago, and yeah, from fear to love in 8 years, and that's great. It's a great feeling that I have, and hopefully my knowledge of tarantulas and keeping them and just being real with you guys spreads across more and YouTube stops trolling and not pushing my YouTube videos to my subscribers. And yeah, thankfully a lot of you guys are still watching and you are liking the shorts that I put out every day still on my main YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you guys for that. I'm gonna stop rambling and just gonna say thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe down below. I do respond to every comment down there, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another shorts video, or next week with another video, which is gonna be feeding tarantulas at night. So bye bye.